All right, welcome back to another edition of Slink Paint Gaming. I'm Berto. Blake, you there too?
Oh, hi, I'm Blake.
He's like, oh,
It
hi,
all
I'm
my
Blake.
points to me.
And we got a special guest. It's an astronaut dog that's flying into space. No, it's actually Evan Bulriss. He was one of a lot of pilot that's was talked about at the Naboo Open. Evan, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. All right. So I'm so glad that you are able to join tonight. And just discuss kind of the whole experience with Naboo Open. Blake was at Naboo Open too, so I'm really looking forward to this conversation here.
Cool.
All right. So what and then we can also get some smack talking in because I know Blake's is eagerly wants to talk some smack.
Oh, God. Yes.
All right. So you guys didn't play each other at the event, but you guys know you've seen each other at the event and what have you. So the first thing is first. This, Evan, what you were telling me before we got started here was that, you went to a couple local tournaments, but this was your first big tournament, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
And what was your first, when you first walked in there and saw those people? What was your first thoughts and stuff?
Oh, geez. I thought I was like way out of my league. I'm walking in there with my X-Wing squad that I thought was just fun. And I'm seeing these guys break out custom painted ships and these custom carrying cases. And I'm like, oh, my God.
But I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, you feel a little bit out of your element, right? I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah. It was great. I'm used to, I've gone to 8 people tournaments, and I usually end up just getting scrubbed out. So I went there, and then I saw just the amount of people. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a long day.
Understood. But you actually have an interesting squad that you flew. What was your list?
I ran 4 T-70s, 3 being the Blue Blue Novice, I
Blue
believe.
Squadron Novice, yep.
With the R2 Astromech and integrated Astromech, and then I ran a naked Just Pava. Pava?
Yep.
Pava?
Just Pava. So you had a variation of what I call the Baby Blues, which is basically 4 of the T-70s with integrated Astromech and R2 Astromech. That's also one of the reasons why I wanted to get on you. And you actually, for your first large tournament, what was your overall record?
5-4.
5-4. So you went over above a 500 record. And, when you first, your first game you started playing there, I mean, what was your thoughts? Okay, I'm getting lined up. Do you remember your first game and and what you got paired up against?
Yeah, I do. It was the gentleman who runs the Carolina Kratz podcast.
Oh, Carolina Crates. Okay.
And so he gave me a couple their promo cards, and I'm like, oh well, at least I'll get these before I lose. He was running Fen Rao and two missile boats.
Okay.
Proton torpedoes. And I'm thinking, oh man, I don't have the dice to get away from these things. I'm just lining up for death. So I fly in formation with my ships, and I have one a little bit ahead, 2 on the side, and then Jess right in the back.
Okay. And
so what I did is first round, he did the flippy thing they do. They go in the corner, and the other one flips in to come around, and then I just moved up to 2 to see where he was going. And then when I saw he was going to joust me straight, I went 4, then I boosted. And he rammed right into me. And then that was just I was throwing 12 dice at the guy.
Yep.
And then after he came through, I did I call it the Tokyo Drift. I want to say it's the K, not the K-turn.
Talon roll? The Tokyo Drift. That should be the name. That's awesome.
So I do the drift to the side because there's a perfect spot in the asteroid strat, and I just lit into the other U-boat, and then it was just really downhill for him at there.
Really? And where was Fen Rao in all of this?
He put him off away to the side.
Yep.
And if you notice, I was just actually watching the Naboo System Open Finals with Paul Heaver versus John Grassner.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
John
he
Grasser.
Grasser. He did the same setup where he puts Fen around the side to come flank, but he just couldn't get there in time before they got chewed up.
That's awesome. And how did your ships fare out to the versus? Was it Chris Allen from the Carolina Crates? You said.
Yeah. No, we got to go through all the nicknames, Berto.
What's the nicknames?
We got one nickname, Chris Day 1 Allen. Next nickname. Next nickname, Chris Sucks at X-Wing Allen. Third nickname, Chris O2 Drop Allen.
So actually, and was that the first game you played, or was the second game you played, or?
That was the first game.
That was the first game. So he lost to what I want to call a variant of the Baby Blues. I love it. Thank you so much. I feel vindicated with my baby with the Blues when you fly that list.
I need you guys to go to the Carolina Crates Facebook page and Facebook group and just post 0-2. Just download that.
I definitely will. I was told to tell them to get wrecked the whole time.
Yeah, there we go. Get wrecked, get good.
But yeah, we saw that post, so that's why we got you on here now. And then, so you faced up him, so now you got your first win on your belt. Were you a little bit nervous playing that first game just to begin with, overall?
Oh, geez, yeah, my hands were shaking. Like, because I usually when I go to these like little tournaments, I'm like 0-3, and I'm just happy it's over. But when I actually won one, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh, okay, so I was picking up my stuff. I'm like, sorry, you lost. So usually I'm just, I didn't know how to like take the win. And so my next one was against John, actually.
Okay.
And then he flew the same list.
So you had to play the same list twice.
Yeah, and that was pretty crazy. So I knew how to fly it, right? Like they do the U-boats in the corner, and then fend around the side. So I just gunned down the U-boats, like the same strategy where I just got in their face real quick because they those T-70s can really sneak up on you if you're not paying attention.
Yep.
And then it was actually final round. It was one of my T-70s and Fen Rao jousting each other. And final round, last shot, if I didn't hit it, I would have lost. I rolled 3 hits in a crit. He rolled 2 evades, and I won. I beat his Fen Rao.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it was nuts. I sat down. I was shocked. I'd never and he looked upset, and I get it because he lost to an X-wing. But that was just nuts.
A regular standard baby blue, T-70s novice pilots. Yeah, I understand.
I'm taking notes.
Fen Rao range 3.
So it sounds like the way to beat the vindicated RAL boats is you just charge right up into the contracted scout's face and just gun one down immediately.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to take some hits maybe, but like at range 1, I'm throwing 12 dice.
Yep.
Even though they're unmodified, like that's 12 attack die. Like,
that's a lot of dice to throw. I've always said that with the T-70s.
Hey, my sweet spot is going to be at range 2 bubble, though. Where Biggs is firing, and then the Ghost is firing, and then the Ghost gets the TLT, and I could just gun it down.
That's true, yeah.
So now you're going 2-0, right? I mean, this is your first big tournament.
How did we not play each other? We were both 2-0 at this point.
Wasn't there like 260 people there?
There were 260 people there, and only 58 of these people made it to day 2.
That's crazy. So how did you do? All right, so your third game, going to your third game, do you remember what you faced?
Yeah, I do. It was Old Turok, Fen Rao, and another U-boat. Oh, no, it was Miranda. I'm sorry. Manor. I'm sorry. Manor.
Okay.
So he came out, like, I did my setup. I do it in the corner, and then he came down, and then I just did a hard 2. And then I thought he was looking to square up with me in the on my side of the mat.
Right.
So I did the same thing. I charged in, did a 4, did a boost, bumped Manaru, and then lit her up, and she was gone. And then after that, like, I had some really lousy die rolls. I rolled 12 evade die and didn't get 1.
I know.
After rerolls on Jess, and now the guy's like, "Dude, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Nah, man, like this is just how it is." But I ended up pulling it out. He ended up hitting a rock or something with Fen Rao, and I just got a lucky shot in, and I ended up winning that one too.
So now you're 3-0.
Yeah.
Right. You must be feeling real good right now.
I was like, I didn't realize it was too much caffeine or whatever. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand.
It's so surreal.
You and I were probably very close to the tables at this point, because I was 3-0 at this point in the tournament as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we must have been.
Yeah, you had to have been somewhere nearby me.
Yeah, I think that's when the top tables are starting to get filled out. So now 3-0. Round 4, Blake, what'd you do? Did you lose round 4?
Yeah, I lost round 4. This was like the middle of my run with Imperials.
Oh, yeah, I know you.
God help me. Evan, you were there. You remember how little Imperial lists that there were? Like,
oh yeah, I think I ended up fighting like five or six scum and 1 rebel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I took all the Imperialists away from me. I fought 5 of these damn things.
Thank you so much.
I really fought 5 of these damn things. I lost 2. But damn it.
All right, so Evan, you're into round 4. You're 3-0. You're feeling good. You know, what do you recall that you faced next in the 4th round?
I fought Duncan actually. on that one.
Duncan Howard,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
I didn't
So
know
I
who he
think
was.
you lost that one because I think he went undefeated, right?
Yeah, he had
Yeah, I
a
did.
Stupid MOB.
I did my same MO of like rushing in, and I bricked old Turok real quick,
Okay.
and I'm thinking like, yeah, this guy's nobody, and then he's like, yeah, I'm kind of the U.S. champ, came fourth in world, and I'm like, oh, as I'm slowly like nervously shifting my die now, I'm like,
No,
well, maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah,
he had
Duncan
a great
Howard,
day.
national champ. He's up there. He's one of the top players in our area, right? And actually, all of X-Wing, I should say.
No, he had a. At the end of the day, I think you could get a maximal of like 1,800 MOB. He had 1,680.
Yeah, that's
He
insane.
only lost to 7 games, 120 points. It was something.
Crazy.
It was stupid.
So you played Duncan. What was he flying? Do you remember? What was it?
Fenra, Old Turok, and Manaru.
Manaru.
Yeah.
Okay.
His Manaru was outfitted differently, though, I think, than most others. Because he literally had Manaru as a belt master.
Okay.
So, like,
Yep.
he had the R5 P8 feedback array. He had anti-pursuit lasers on her.
Oh wow. Okay, so true bump master.
So, literally, if you bump in there, he has the potential to, like, do 3 damage to without ever shooting at you.
Gotcha. Did he catch you, Evan, with the bump master?
No, my guys go at 2, so I never really ran into him.
Okay. What all right, so you're going into the 4th round. That's your first loss. So now you're 3-1. So what's the 5th round looking like?
Oh man, so this was an interesting one. So this guy's like, hey, my friends are talking about you, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, oh well, these X-wings, haha. And so he's running the Houndstooth and the IG aggressor, where the setup where like the Houndstooth can shoot 3 times.
Yep.
Right. First move, he moves his Houndstooth off the map.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, and so I'm like,
Oh my god, I remember this game.
and so I saw it and I'm like, oh man. So I split like 2 ways, right? Like I wanted to win, and but on the same side, like you don't set up your first ship to move off the mat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, man, like here's what we do: roll a die. On a hit, it's gone. On blank or eye, it stays. I didn't want, if I was gonna win, I didn't want to win like I didn't want to win like that. I wanted to actually gun him down,
Yeah.
but
Because he didn't
rolled
mean to
blank.
do that, right? Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, and he ended up creaming me. Like I got in front of those guns, and I just was losing the ship a turn. But yeah, I didn't want him to like lose like that either.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's pretty. That talks about your character right there. I mean, that's what the spirit of X-Wing is. But oh my
god,
goodness,
I'm
I
gonna
can't
look like an
believe
asshole here in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna look like a dick.
that. Why? Because what you do?
Oh god. We'll get to that when we get there.
All right, we'll get
Oh,
to.
man, it was like definitely I wanted, like it was the thing, right? Like I could have won. Like now I'm looking back, I could have went 6-1. He would have had a bro bot. I could have taken just a bro bot, but the dude was pretty cool, and I don't know. I was riding those 3 wins pretty high. If I just had that and scrubbed out the rest of the day, I would have been pretty happy.
Okay.
So I let it go, and then I just got like, oh my god, it was so. I was, Houndstooth has 1 evade die, and I was rolling like 1 attack, and he was just like evade.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, because
That
I
was-
remember Nims, who's not on here tonight. He couldn't make it tonight, but he used to play the Houndstooth, and that's the time when I was flying my Baby Blues a lot. And I would, you either on the hot with the dice with the Baby Blues and rip right through a Houndstooth, or you get that 1 hit. You're like, really?
Yeah, it was just the depression started to creep in when I just couldn't even hit that. I'm like, all right, well, this is.
All right, and then so that's 3-2. Blake, that means also that was your second loss too, right, Blake? Because I think you
Yeah,
got
we were
3.
both 3-2 at this point. Probably somewhere near each other.
All right, and you guys still. It's funny how you still didn't play each other. All right.
I can't stress enough. And Evan, you'll agree with me, the amount of people there was ridiculous.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it was nuts.
260 people. That's what is it? It's 260 people in one clip. There's no day 1, day 2. It's all one
No,
day.
it was 1 clip.
So
Yeah.
that's 130 tables. Jesus, that's a lot of people. All right, so that's round 5. Round 6. What do you got? What are you playing?
It
with
was
them?
a rebel team. It was Wedge, Biggs, Jess actually, and the captured Thai the one who does suppressing fire.
Oh,
Captain Rex.
Captain Rex.
Captain Rex.
Yep.
Yeah, and so he set up, and I was like, everyone was like at tables next to us, like, oh my god, they're playing X-wings, because there's nothing but X-wings.
I actually remember distinctly coming over because I beat my round 6 opponent in like 25 minutes.
Oh damn!
I remember walking over, like, all right, I'm gonna watch this game. This looks interesting.
We had all the X-wings lined up, and we did a joust, and his wedge rolled all blanks.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I just lit into him, and then I was feeling pretty good because I had 3 ships left to his 1 Jess, and he got me down to like 2 with one damage left, and I just won. I'm like, dude, you really had me scared, man. Like, you were ripping me up.
Yeah, you never. That's why the game's never over until it's over because dice can fail you. Oh, there's some.
Oh man.
Fail.
Yep. So that was the 6th round. So now you're 4-2.
Yeah.
All right. So 4-2. You go, Blake, and you just went 4-2 as well, right?
Yep.
All right. So what else going into round 7? So what'd you face?
The last one was it was a Shadowcaster with a Zaj with Lazzy.
Lazzy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was her. It was a I believe a Fen Rao and just a Jump Master Contracted Scout.
Okay.
And Contracted Scout hit a rock like turn 2, and then I lit it up because I'm like, that's got to go. And then I ended up icing Fen. He just made a wrong move, and I got all my guns on him. And then his Shadowcaster just continued to tear me apart.
Yep.
And I'd be rolling like 2 hits, and you'd be rolling, you'd be like 1 evade and take the stress off you.
Yep.
And I'm like, that went on for like almost like 45 minutes of me just chasing this thing. I think eventually he did hit a rock again, and I got my some good shots in. But that was close. I was down to like 1 or 2 X-wings at that point.
But you took the win on that one.
Yeah.
So now you're 5-2. 5-2.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're 5-2 right now, and so is that all one day? So that's 8.
Yeah, that's all one day.
That was 8 matches in one. 7
matches. Yep.
Yeah.
So because of the 5-2 record, anybody with a 5 record went to day 2. Is that how it worked?
This is correct.
Oh, so this is your first big tournament. Blake, you've been here before where you went to day 2, so you got to day 2 as well with the 5-2
and
record.
I did it in the most scumbag way I've ever done it.
So what was the scumbag way?
Oh my goodness! All right. So my last round, I'm against this guy. He's from New York City. He's flying Asajj and Ketsu.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, this shouldn't be a problem in my game. Like in my head, I'm like doing math. I'm like, this should be like a 60-40 in my favor.
Right.
Yeah.
And he came around. He was trying to do a little racetrack with these two, and then he flew Asajj off the board before she had a chance to do anything.
Oh,
and I walked him over, and he's like, "Can I put her back?" I'm like, "No, dude."
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm on the fence with I'm on the fence. Yeah. I mean, like the opening move, nobody decides to do that, right? That's but like in the middle of a game, if you fly off the board, you fly off the board.
No, and it was like, man, if I lose this game, I'm not making it to day 2. And I'm rooming with Duncan Howard and Jeremy Howard. They're never gonna let me hit this down.
They're just gonna rub it in. So I agree with that, Blake. I think that was okay. Like I said, opening moves or first couple things, I can't give it to you.
I felt horrible about it, and he's like, "No, don't worry about it. Have fun tomorrow." I'm like, "We'll do. I'll try to get top 8 for you."
So did that bump him out of the 5-2, whatever his?
Yeah, that bumped him out. That was the worst part about it.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, did he mistake or was it close?
It was really close. Like I think if he had just come over to the board and looked at it, he would have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what he had drove from New York that morning, so.
Oh, he was tired.
And it was like 9 at night at this point, I think, Evan.
Yeah, I think so.
So he was like just super tired.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, my 7th game, I didn't really care if I won or lost at that point. I was so tired. I'm just like, I just need to get this done.
So that means both of you guys and went 5-2. That means you guys get to day 2. All right.
Yay.
So day 2, Evan, so you like, okay, now it's hey, I made it to day 2. I have a shot, which I'm actually still surprised that they didn't do a top 16 cut. I mean, with that many people.
No, I figured out why they didn't do it either, because they did like a mass drop. So there's like 58 of us.
Right.
And then continued the tournament on from there. So with 58 people, you do a top 8 cut.
It's top 8 cut. Okay. All right. So now you're day two, so you're day 2. Evan, what's your thinking? What's your mind thoughts?
Oh man, so like none of my friends went to day 2, so I was there alone and just kind of like sitting on a table, just I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. Just twiddling with X-wings, and then I broke one.
Do you remember?
Oh, I was oh gosh, I was table. I was near the top, like I was table like 16 or something.
Oh, okay, I was at table 30, I think.
I think the first one, and then so I broke an X-wing in my little. I had this case, and I'm like, I'm freaking out, right? Because the thing, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope they have X-wings. And I run up there, and just nothing but X-wings that no one bought, and I'm like,
yeah, no one buys X-wings.
Well, thank
They're
God.
on sale 24/7 at any supplier anywhere because nobody buys them. I'm the schmuck that buys them.
I was literally like sweating, right? I'm like, oh god, if I don't have an X-wing, I won't be able to play. Oh jeez, and then there's nothing but X-wings. And my first match was just like it was lockdown, or I'm sorry, Omega Leader. Mm-hmm. It was Omega Leader. The defender who can use other people's target locks or get target locks for having
Vessery.
Yeah, Vessery with the
was it Vessery or Brath? Was that Brath or Vessery?
No, that's Vessery.
It is Vessery, okay.
And then it was
Vessery, Omega Leader, and Quickjaw?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
There we go.
And then he killed an X-wing a turn. I didn't know what to do. Like you would kill my evade dice down to 1 and just melt me.
Yep.
I couldn't. So bad.
Who did you try to go for first in the?
So he got me in a good pincer. He didn't fall for my bait that everyone else was. And so I tried to go for Vessery first because I figured he was the one who's going to pump out the most damage. And then I was just rolling garbage.
Oh, no.
I didn't roll. I rolled 2 evades the whole match. It was just real bad. Thank God the guy was like, he's like, yo, we should split the shield tokens. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I don't want to break the rules here. Then everyone else starts splitting them, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then he just melted me, and I'm like, thank you, kind sir. You were very nice.
Here's your tip for you. If you're ever seeing a quick draw in a game, you kill him first.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with quick draw with his ability, because if he can shoot back at you, it's free shots back at.
No, you just got to get that out of the way. Like, okay, he's probably going to shoot me back. Let's just get this out of the way while I still have shields.
You got to melt him fast.
Yeah, I had no idea the damage he was putting on. I'm like, holy cannoli.
Yeah, always go for quick draw first if you can. That way, just get his ability out of the way, and then it's done.
That's really good advice. I should have. I never really fought that team before, and so he melted me. And then I went to my next game, and then the guy, I don't remember his name. He was flying Imperial Aces. He was flying Inquisitor, Vader, and some Tyrfel, I want to say.
Right. So wait. So you're 5-4 now, or 5-3?
5-3.
5-3. 5-3. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, so we're like, yeah, we'll split the tokens. Then he like just mopped the floor with me, and then he decided not to split the tokens. And I'm like, okay, thanks. So then he left. I think he said he was going to split him with the guy who was doing the podcast. So I felt it was kind of like a fair revenge that at least he got.
No, Chris didn't get any shield. It must have been Peter, because there were 2 people up there doing the recording. It was Peter and Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a couple of guys up there doing that. What? So overall, Blake, and you went actually. You won your next 2-day matches, correct, too?
Yeah, I went 7-2 and missed the cut by 13 a movie.
I know, you were 9th place.
And I ran back through my head all because I drove home that night. So I had a lot of time to think about it. I'm like, man, if I had just not been a cheeky bastard with Biggs in the last game and just gone up with him like I was originally going to, he would have lived, and I would have had a 100-0 win.
Oh, man.
But what the funny part is, I mean, that's this game is all about MOV, and every game is a battle in itself. But you also have to think in the grander scale of like, if I make a decision here and lose a ship, do I run with this other ship and run away and save myself because I've seen that MOV. You missed a cut by 1 point. I mean, I've seen 1 point missed cuts, and that can mean all the difference between going into the top tables and then having a chance overall at the top tables, even though you'll be facing the number one player. If you're like borderline eighth place, but it still gives you a chance to win it all. But so Blake, you went 7-2, 9th place overall, and Evan, you went 5-4.
Yeah.
Do you remember what place that was overall?
58th.
58th. So you beat out almost 202 other players to get to the 58th spot. You made it to day 2. I mean, overall, that is, for your first large tournament, that you have to be excited about that.
Oh yeah, man. It was like, none of my friends were there, and I got melted, right? Like those 2 games, and I was really kind of bumming out. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go. And I was driving home, and I was thinking about it, and no, like overall, it was a really good time. Like I couldn't have asked for a better run, really, from what I had with my limited experience. Like I never fought any sort of crazy imperial lists like that.
Right.
And so I chalked that up to an experience. But no, yeah, man, that was great. It actually fed my bug to try to get to all these tournaments now.
Mm-hmm. There it is. He's got it. He's got the itch.
He's got the bug.
Yeah, man. I was looking at PTL is doing one in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say in the next month.
Someone invited me into that, and
yeah, Toronto. That's a big. We're actually based. Blake and I are based in the Charlotte area of North Carolina.
So, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so Blake did that huge. How many hours was it to Naboo? 9?
Oh,
12?
it's like 10.
Jesus.
Oh,
10
you drove that?
Yeah, you drove that.
It's cheaper than it's so much cheaper than flying.
Yeah, man.
That's what I said. All right, so one of the other things that I wanted to talk about was, Blake's an experienced player. He's been playing at a lot of events. He's actually going to try to go to Worlds this year. Actually, rephrase that. We're going to get him to Worlds this year, which is in May. And I've been playing in a lot of tournaments. I've been doing a lot more recording videos now lately, than playing. But
he doesn't want to get tabled and get bountied. That's what he doesn't want.
The next tournament that I'm going to play at the next tournament that's in our local area here.
Oh, cool! Because that is April 29th.
April 29th. I'll be there. And guess what? I won't record, or maybe I'll just record and just set it and just let it do its thing. But I will play. How about that?
And get tabled.
And I will not get tabled.
I'm gonna remember this.
If you don't know, there's a bounty on all the podcasters and videocasters for all. By the way, from Crate, the Carolina Crates, they put a bounty. If you get tabled in a tournament, you send the picture of the person that you tabled, the podcaster,
with the score sheet and the picture of their sad face with it. They post it up on their Facebook page. However, Sling Paint is no longer eligible for this bounty because Nims decided to get tabled at a tournament 3 times.
Oh man!
You know what? Then I'm calling it out right now. I'll put the bounty out on using, instead of their tokens, I'll put the bounty out on ourselves. If you table us at an event, we'll put some free tokens on the board here. We'll do that for the next 3 players if they do 3 events.
We actually have another challenge that we're going to announce very shortly.
All right. Yeah, we'll save that one. Save that one.
Save that.
Yeah, save that. But we'll do that for 3 players because for the next 3 players that do that to any of I can talk. I'm talking to myself in the third person. Blake, myself, and Nims. If any of us get tabled in an event, the first 3 people can collect the bounty, and it will be basically a 20-piece set token.
All right, we'll see. We'll see you at the next tournament, AJ.
All right, Evan. What about your feelings and as far as the overall experience? What can you help tell newcomers that are to this game that want to play the big events, but because that's one of the biggest questions we always get asked is I'm about to go to my big event and I don't know what to expect and this and that. We try to give them tips, but this was your first big event. What can you give them as far as tips or ideas or things to help them out?
Oh, sure. So bring water, bring snacks, bring water,
stay hydrated.
Yep.
Yeah, energy drink or something too.
God almighty.
Even doing the little 8-man, we play 3 games in a row or something, it gets pretty parching and then you get headaches. So just bring some hydration. X-Wing players are actually some of the coolest. I've done a lot of like Magic stuff, things like that. I do Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, but X-Wing players are like the coolest guys, man. Like, I was so nervous that I was gonna make like some faux pas, or my hands were real shaky, and like I might make a mistake or something, and
Bump
I'm
a
like,
ship or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, I'm sorry, please don't disqualify me. Don't call a judge. I'll take care of it. They're actually like the coolest guys, like all the way to the end.
Yep.
So don't worry about the guys you're facing. I'm sure they're jerks. There's always gonna be jerks, but I'd say every game I played, the guy I was playing was a really cool guy. So don't really worry about the community, and just go to have fun. Like, you can look at meta lists and what the top guys are playing, but if you're not gonna have fun with it, don't fly it. Because when you lose, it really like hurts, right? Like, oh, this is the best list. I should have won. So my thought on that is just fly something you want to have fun with, and you'll make a lot of friends that way. Yep.
I couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
And Blake and I, like I said, we've been to a lot of tournaments, but we try to tell everybody. But I'm actually really excited and happy that you said exactly what we've been echoing a lot of times, because to hear for somebody that the first big event. It's overwhelming when you first I remember when I'm going to Worlds. I mean, I played so many tournaments, but there's the big arena. I can feel my nerves, getting up there.
Walking that door.
Right. And you open the door and you see all these people playing the games, and you're like, wow, okay, this is a lot. And all of a sudden you go into your X-Wing tournament and everybody's getting ready to play, and you look around, you just take pull your head up from the game and take a survey of the entire room. You're like, holy crap, that's a lot of people. I gotta beat all these people. That's what you're thinking. But good. I am so glad that you did very well, especially with a list that's very near and dear to my heart. And I'm very glad that you also beat Chris Allen from the Crates, Carolina Crates. We have to rub that.
You're like a national hero in this state right now.
Yes, you are like a national hero in our area. Yes. And then on top of it, to make him stop playing but recording. But I'm actually happy he recorded, because he got some of the good top matches that were being recorded. So I'm excited about that. All right. So and is there any other tips or any things that you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, I just wanted to say thanks for, having me come do this. I've always wanted to, do a podcast, listen to a ton of them, like Shuttle Tiderian and Hit Crit. But to actually get to be on one was pretty awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad you said Shuttle Tiderium. They're actually local guys right to us here, too, as well. They do a lot of the casual side.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I really like they got me on to Hit Crit, which is out of South Africa.
Yep.
Their meta's all like Dash Rendar. It's crazy. It's really interesting to hear them talk about it.
What I'm going to do is this, because I'm really excited about how you did overall. What I'm going to do is, you talked about tokens and shields and this and that. I'm going to send you free. You just got to send me your address at the end of this thing here. I'm going to send you and hook you up with some Sling Paint tokens. And what I'm going to do is, because you fly the Baby Blue Squadron, I'm going to give you the brand new Resistance V2 set on the house on Sling Paint for you coming on and chilling with us and hanging out. How's that sound?
Oh, wow. Hey, man, that's awesome. You didn't have to give me nothing. I was just doing it.
Because I want the matching tokens with the matching ships. You'll like them a lot. They're black and the soft powdered blue color scheme. I'll hook you up with shields and all that stuff to outfit your Baby Blues. How's that sound?
Oh, hey, I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, cool. Blake, anything else? You good?
No, I'm good, boss. It's just it's nice to talk about the event. Nice to hear from somebody else.
Yeah, their perspective and view. I agree.
Yeah, it's a very different perspective, because the perspective I've heard is from
Chris Allen's perspective, or
it's from Chris Allen's perspective.
Cheated me out of a
Chris Allen, and also the Howard's perspective of the event as well. So it's nice that I have like a perspective of the whole entire event now.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
All right, so let's wrap this video up. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a like. Also, subscribe to our channel. Also, if you guys want to help support us, check out Team SPG. You can guys get to fly against us in our Vassal League and a whole bunch of other cool Team SPG membership things. Also, check out our token store. We sell a lot of tokens to help support and keep the lights on, do all the magic things that we do. also check out our T-shirt store. We have a whole bunch of different styles of T-shirts and swag and all that fun stuff. And also remember, check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, website, community, all that fun stuff. The biggest thing is always remember, when you're slinging more paint than your opponent does, you're probably going to win. And that's why I love having Evan on here, because he's slinging 12 dice, 16 dice at range 1 with those T70s. Love it.
Feels
Evan,
good,
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Hey, have a good one. Thank you.
All right, Evan, hang back. Blake, always a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you.